I started this project, I didn't realize how much of an undertaking it would really be. It's been a learning process, to say the least, but we're almost ready for launch. My team and I wanted to make sure that all of our ducks were in a row before we really got started. All of that said, the Discord is officially live, and I will begin sending out invites via the GoFundMe page messaging system. If you're one of the amazing people who donated to the pre-launch GoFundMe campaign, which is still up, by the way, you'll get a private message from me over the course of the next few days. The GoFundMe is still accepting contributions. Meanwhile, our art director Thatch and I are finalizing the layout of the Kickstarter page, reward tiers, and stretch goals so we can finish what's needed to launch the official Kickstarter. And remember, if you donate to the GoFundMe page, you get your name on a special thank you page in the book, as well as access to the Discord to help us build it. Thank you all very much for your donations, encouragement, and kind words. We're gonna make something awesome.
If you like being in nerdy situations, then come join us May 22nd to the 24th, 2026, Labor Day weekend, in New London, North Carolina, for the Norseforged Gathering 6. What is Norseforged Gathering, you ask? It is a gathering of nerds. Quite simply, that's what it is. It's a gathering of Vikings and Fae people. There's even some pirates. There's even some fantasy people there. Lots of vendors. Lots of things to do. Come, be part of the community. Be part of the group. Enjoy the nightlife. There's plenty of things to do. We have fire breathers. We have fire dancers. We have everything. But yet, come join us for the weekend. There is camping. Tickets are on sale. Link is in the description below this video. So check it out. It's a good 3-day weekend to get away. It is Labor Day weekend, so everybody should have that weekend off. So come, join us in New London, North Carolina, May 22nd through the 26th. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you liked the advertisements. We are Rogue Bard Advice, an offshoot of Bard Advice that was started 142 episodes ago by our benefactor, the Bard Father himself, Yazik. We are a D&D TTRPG, archaeology, history, sports, and everything podcast. You might want to call it a nerdcast. I am your host. You may know me as the Pirate Archaeologist, the Rogue Pirate Archaeologist, the Rogue Thief Pirate Archaeologist, Captain Bartholomew Bones McCoy, or Chris, which I do sit on the council. I am on. We have a council of Chris's. I am a part of the council of Chris's. So yeah, welcome in. I want to take this time to welcome everybody. Welcome all of our regulars. Yokai Lover, Kirk, Jim, welcome in. Ron, Ruby. Everybody, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting the stream. And if you like the stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this podcast out with all of your friends. They should be coming in. Everybody is welcome, no matter if you're a rogue, if you're a paladin, a cleric, a wizard. As a matter of fact, if you're late, you're never late. Because why? Because wizards are never late. They only arrive just when they mean to. With that being said, there was some questions in the chat. Oh, and thank you, Jim, for putting up the Discord link. We haven't done that in a while because most of the people who have constantly been here have joined the Discord. But I thank you for that, Jim. That's great. So yeah, we have some questions in the chat already. Linked and subscribed in advance. Kirk is always on top of it. Labor Day, you mean Memorial Day? Yes. I get those 2 days confused. Labor Day's in September, Memorial Day's in May. Yeah, it should be easy to remember. The M's go with the M's. But thank you for that. Hail the founding bard. Yes, hail the founding bard. Speaking of the founding bard has moved. Not moved out of Jacksonville, but moved. So he has also been having issues going this holiday season because of the move rather. So if you would like to support him, go over to his PayPal, his Cash App, his Venmo, and give him a little Christmas gift if you can. Not saying you have to. If you can, if you want to, if charity strikes you, if you want to donate to this pod, I'm not asking. I never do ask. But if you want to make a charitable donation for something, I have my links are in the description below this video. So, with that being said, how was everybody's week? I don't want to get into questions real quick because we only have 4 of them. So, how was everybody's week? Good week this week. My week has been okay. I did get some news. We're gonna call it news. It's not bad, but it's not good. But it is news. The pirate wife will not be joining us tonight. She has fallen ill with the scurvy. Not really the scurvy, it's just the flu. But because of her medical condition, she is vulnerable. So she's down and out with the flu. The pirate dad is also down and out with the flu, and he got the flu so bad he had to be hospitalized for it. So he is currently in the hospital flirting with the nurses, and they're making sure he doesn't move out of bed, that is, so that he can actually get well and get better. He's not terribly off, but with his not wanting to stay still for very long times and him being diabetic and everything else, he's ornery. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, the pirate wife wanted me to say hi to everybody and let everybody know that she wishes everybody a happy Christmas or happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. The teeny monster is having a day, so she will not be joining us. A little anxiety day. So we celebrate everybody, and we put our thoughts out there for everybody. So at Pirate, best wishes to your family. I've got some kind of lung thing going on right now, and the doctor told me last night that the flu is bad this year. Yes, but yeah. We don't get into the reasons why the flus are bad this year. Just know that we knew. Ron has good news. What's good news? Ron had a dentist appointment. All of his teeth are still in attendance. That's awesome. The pirate just recently, on the day after his birthday, or day before his birthday, got a crown put in his tooth. Fixed the crack that was in his tooth. Not that it was his fault that his tooth cracked. When the pirate was a young kid, the tooth grew in with a cavity. So I've had a filling in that tooth that was repaired. But the filling has been in there for like 30 years, 35 years or so, something like that. And last Christmas or so, it just popped. Something happened and it cracked the tooth on all 4 faces. So I recently just had that repaired. They put a crown over the tooth and it's good. I like it. Jim's had a cough for several weeks now. Yes, Jim, take care of yourself. Please do. Dogs are great visitors for nursing homes. 10 Goldens to the nursing home yesterday to bring some joy into the residents' life. We have a program here at work that brings in dogs every so often so people can have mental health days at work. So yeah, no, I miss my dog. He's back home in Oklahoma, but as you all know, I'm on the ship in port in the tall hassle of Florida. Ah, we're 11 minutes in. Do we got time for a question? I think. Oh yeah, yes. And Yokai, the food you are showing up on the Discord. I absolutely chef's kiss. So let's get into questions. There's really there are four, but I can go in depth in them as in depth as I want and whatnot. But the first question comes from Kirk. As always, Kirk's going to leave this stuff off. This question just occurred to me. And yeah, I could look up the answer. But why? When I know someone who will look up the answer for me. You. So, how long did dinosaurs live? Not how long ago or how long this species existed. No, how many birthdays could a dinosaur reasonably expect to enjoy? And would we know? They don't have rings like trees. Do we have any idea? Well, Kirk, you're not going to like this answer. I did find the answer. And the answer is astonishing. Dinosaurs did not. So I mistakenly put in eras because I couldn't think of the right eras. So I added the Paleozoic, the Cenozoic, the Mesozoic, and apparently we are living in the Cenozoic era. So dinosaurs did not live or exist in the Cenozoic era. And they did not exist in the Paleozoic area. They existed in the Mesozoic area. Now, I'm not a paleontologist, so those who are in the chat who are paleontologists, please check my work. But dinosaurs appeared in the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous periods of the Mesozoic era. Realistically, to actually answer your question, Kirk, most dinosaurs lived 10 to 30 years. So think of it as a dog or a fish. However, some giant sauropods, like the Brachiosaurus, the Apatosaurus, the larger sauropod dinosaurs, could possibly reasonably reach 50 to 100 years old. Not unlike some of the giant Galapagos tortoises who could reach 150 to 200 years old. Paleontologists have estimated lifespans and growth stages of these animals. And this is where it gets interesting for you, Kirk. They use bone histology, histology, which are growth rings, like tree rings, on the bones. So yes, they did count the rings. And by examining the bone fusion and skeletal maturity to distinguish juveniles from adults. So quick answer, yeah, they counted the rings on the bones or on the fossilized bone. Yeah, actual rings. And no, they weren't Beyonce rings. Sorry. They weren't single ladies. They actually got rings put on it. Tall Hassle, did you visit our founding bard a few hours away? I did. When I was in Gainesville, I went up to the Ville of Jacks and visited with the bard. I need to go out to the bard and visit him again. He said this time we'll meet halfway, but I don't feel like emboldening him to meet me halfway. I can drive I can drive all the way to Jacksonville. It's not a problem me. But yes, I did meet our founding bard father, and the first thing he did. So that was like almost 7 months ago that I met the bard father. And the moment I walked into the vape store, he absolutely knew who the hell I was. I didn't even tell him I was coming in. But he absolutely knew who the hell I was. Came out behind the bar, or came out behind the counter and gave me a big old hug. And yeah, it was great. And I sat there at the vape shop, and we just talked for like 6 hours. I was there from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or in the morning, till like he closed for the evening at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So Kirk is going to buy an island off of Costa Rica and revive dinosaurs and make an amusement park. You know, we're probably not that far off from that, because in Peru they did find a fully intact dinosaur egg fossil that has a fully intact embryo inside of it. So maybe, who knows? But as we all know from those documentary movies, it doesn't work out for people. I wonder why. Because people are stupid and they don't respect rules. Since the have rings, obviously all I need are some dinosaur seeds. Yes, dinosaur seeds. You might get those from birds, because as we all know, dinosaurs are kin to bird. Now, here's the question you should have asked, Kirk. Here's the question. If dinosaurs or birds evolved from dinosaurs, does chicken taste like dinosaur, or does dinosaurs taste like chicken? That is the question you should have asked. And the answer? Yes. Now everybody thinks that alligators and crocodiles are dinosaurs. They're not really dinosaurs, but they have been around for since, like, always. Mutations and genetic uh, evolutions have come and gone, and they're different than what they were then, but they have been around for however long. Same with mammals, small mammals, rats, insects have been around. They've gotten smaller, obviously, but crocs and gators need to be nerfed. No, no, crocs and gators don't need to be nerfed. Sharks have been around a long time too, but crocs and gators don't need to be nerfed. They're just swamp puppies that need love too. If you give enough love to a swamp puppy, they are the most gentlest creature in the world. Just don't go swimming at night, and don't go swimming during mating season. Alligators can't be dinosaurs. I have it on good authority that alligator tastes nothing like, or alligator tastes like nothing except alligator. They have a taste. They'd have a taste like chicken to be dinosaurs. You know, I have had gator, and depending on how it's prepared, it does taste like chicken. Yes, but they don't. They may hiss, but they don't knock your stuff off your countertop. No, they just knock your whole building down. Which again, dog, big giant dog. I have a joke about and it's a Cold War era joke, but it's a long joke. I might put it in the Discord because it's actually a reading joke. Well, you know what? I've got time. I'll tell you here. So during the Cold War, the Americans and Russians were talking amongst each other and trying to find out how they can stop the escalation of nuclear warfare. So the leaders of the countries got together and said, "Well, how about we do this? We have a dogfight. You have your dog trainers train your best dog, and America will have our dog trainers train our best dog. And then we'll get together in 6 months, have the dog fight, and whoever wins has to relinquish their nuclear arms." So the Russians agreed. They spend the next 6 months training a Siberian Husky to dogfight. A large, mean Siberian wolf-bred husky to dogfight. When they brought him into the ring, he was snarling, trying to break out of the cage, everything. The Americans, their scientists, brought in this 6-foot long cage, right? And when the fight started, the Russians opened their cage, the Americans opened their cage, the dogs came out. Out of the Americans' cage came a 6-foot Dachshund, 6-foot long wiener dog. The Russian dog charged at the wiener dog, and in 3 seconds, the wiener dog opened his mouth and swallowed the damn Russian dog whole. The Russians were bewildered. They were like, "We just spent 6 months training that dog to be the meanest and nastiest thing out there, and your dog just defeated our dog in 30 seconds. How?" Americans looked at the Russians and said, "Well, we had our best scientists for the past 6 months trying to figure out how to turn a 6-foot American alligator into a wiener dog." I'm waiting for the groans in the chat because I know that's coming. No reward for me? Oh. How about this one? How about this one, Kirk? What's blue but doesn't weigh much? Light blue. Anyway, on to question number 2. Yeah, I know that's dad jokes. But on to question 2. And question 2 comes from our local retriever of gold. Dearest pirate, it has been quite a time since I have written to you. It would seem I ran into some troubles with the law. Using a few techniques and quick cunning, I escaped their little prison. Here is another question. I managed to dig it up from my human captors. What incantations does one have to produce to rid themselves of unholy beings from their abode, or even their own body? I can never get a straight answer. I certainly wouldn't ask a cleric. They just want my money. Those scoundrels. Sincerely, humblest retriever of gold. Unfortunately, I have no answer for you for this question. Because, and I have never said this on the show before, though it should have been, a lot of these questions should have been answered this way. I'm a rogue. I'm not a cleric. I don't do incantations. However, if you are trying to rid somebody rogue style, how about a people opener? And if those peoples are dressed in full plate armor, I have a prop. How about a can opener? Knights and paladins are scared of can openers. This is your best defense when fighting a knight in full plate armor. They will run away like Monty Python. But as for incantations, I sneak attack with a pointed stick. I mean, I'm a rogue. What did you expect? These are all roguish answers. Maybe hire a group of wizards that come in and treat the house or treat the abode with some sort of liquid magic. Well, if you believe the videos, probably. And if you want to keep your wife out of the house, absolutely. Because she's not going to come into the house to clean that mess up. She's going to leave it up to you. Heat metal spell. You know, heat metal spell is good. But if you're not a spellcaster, I defer back to the can opener. All right. Moving on to question 3. And this question comes from our good friend Yokai. Actually, the next 2 questions come from Yokai. Now, I didn't have to dig far for these questions, but I do think they're good questions, and they're long answers. So, I cast Fireball. Nope, can opener. All right, on to question 3. What is every class's favorite winter holiday food dish? Obviously, this comes from Yokai Lover, our resident foodie. Though I'm also a resident foodie, but I don't post anything because I haven't been able to cook anything of consequence anyway. Winter meaning anything from November to February counts. And if you want, a follow-up of what's yours and everyone else's favorite holiday dish. Well, I do have an answer for you. So we're going to go through the classes, and we're going to talk about their favorite dish, why it fits, and what it's best served with. And we're going to go semi in order. No, we're going to go in order. Well, Artificer is down at the end, so Barbarian. Barbarian's favorite holiday dish: roasted bone-in boar shoulder. So it's like a pork shoulder, but it's a boar. Why it fits is hearty, rustic, and served hot, straight from the spit. It's best served with ale and smoked root vegetables. Actually, no. Aquatic Messiah. Nope. Maybe. Maybe. Bard. A bard will eat. Their favorite holiday dish is a honey glazed fig and goat cheese tartlets. Yeah, small little tarts. They are why it fits is because it's elegant, tuneful flavors that charm a crowd. Best served with mulled wine, glühwein, whatever, and fresh herbs. The cleric. The cleric likes a braised lamb with rosemary and garlic. But should the cleric actually be eating lamb? Since the connotation between lamb and somebody else. Why it fits because it's comforting, ceremonial, and nourishing. Best served with warm flatbread, roasted winter greens. The druid. Now, shrooms, yes. Winter mushroom and chestnut stew. It's earthly, seasonal, and foraged ingredients. It's best served with an herb tea and a crusty whole grain loaf. The fighter. The fighter his favorite holiday dish is beef and ale pie with a flaky crust. So think of it as an ale pot pie, an ale beef pot pie. It's robust, it's reliable, and built for stamina. And it's best served with pickled onions and hearty gravy. The monk. The monk favorite dish is steamed dumplings with a ginger scallion dipping sauce. Simple, precise, balanced in flavor and in portion. And it's served best with jasmine tea and light pickles. Tofurkey for elves. We didn't get to races, Ron. The question was just on classes. Maybe I do races next time. The paladin. Paladin is roast turkey with citrus herb butter. It's a notable centerpiece, ceremonially carved and shared. Best served with cranberry compote and roasted potatoes. So basically, the paladin likes Thanksgiving dinner. The ranger. The ranger will eat smoked venison with juniper glaze. Wild, lean protein with outdoorsy aromatics. It's best served with a juniper berry sauce and roasted parsnips. The rogue. Spiced chocolate truffles. That's it. They're small, decadent, easy to pocket, and savor secretly. Best served with an espresso and candied orange peel. I actually like all of those items. So, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. The sorcerer. A tableside flaming baked Alaska. Dramatic, showy, and magically warm. What's served with sparkling cider and a vanilla sauce. What will hobbits have for which first or second winter? Potatoes, yes. Boiled, mashed, served in a stew. We got three more. The warlock. The Warlock will have a black pepper and dark berry galette. It's mysterious, slightly bittersweet, with a hint of danger. And it's served best with strong black teas and clotted cream. I wonder if clotted cream is the same thing as cream, as not cream cheese, but cottage cheese. A wizard. A wizard will have saffron and almond rice pudding with candied citrus. It's complex, refined, and layered like a well studied spell. And it's best served with cardamom tea and toasted almonds. And finally, that brings us to the artificer. The artificer will have a spiced nut and caramelized onion tart with mechanical presentation. It's inventive, engineered flavors, and clever plating. What goes best with it? A barrel aged cider and microgreens. What is a microgreen? I have no idea. But that yokai is all the classes' favorite winter meals. Clotted cream is more like custard. Okay, so like a flan or a flan. But I hope that answer served you well. Now, if you wanted more, and I think you have this cookbook, they did release a D&D cookbook. So you might find some of these recipes in the D&D cookbook. But we have one more question for the evening, and it's similarly based on this. Weren't there two cookbooks? Yeah, see, Yokai has both of the major cookbooks. Have you cooked lamis bread yet? Is that in the cookbook? Haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, it's in another cookbook. You've got a Star Trek cookbook? Nice. They have side ones for drinks and a couple other things. Yeah, there needs to be an LOTR cookbook. But I hope that gave you the answer you were looking for. My favorite holiday dish, um, if I were to choose a holiday dish, winter holiday dish, I would have to choose my wife's lasagna. She doesn't make it all the time, and she usually keeps it for Christmas Eve dinner. Because, of course, my wife is Italian, and that's what they do. They eat lasagna for Christmas Eve dinner. So, but she doesn't make it with ricotta cheese. It's just the meat layer, the Parmesan layer, and the or the Parmesan and mozzarella layer. Maybe she doesn't even add mozzarella to it. I think it's just Parmesan, and then the pasta layers. So wintertime chili for me. Beans or no beans? Because if it's beans, It's home style chili, and that's not chili to me. And yes, if you go to the chili cook-off website, they have classifications of different types of chilies. Traditional is no beans, then you have home style with beans, and then you have green chili, and then you have other chilies and stuff like that. With beans, I'm a horrible person. I know, I know. You're not horrible. Do you know why beans were introduced into chili? And this comes from the Depression era. Beans were originally introduced into chilies to make beef go further. It's a filler. So in times of high cost of beef prices, people who couldn't afford it would put beans in the chili because the beans have the texture, not necessarily the flavor, but it makes the food go further or farther. So, but the beans have to be cooked just right. And a lot of the times, the beans get mush in the chili, and it's just not, to me, I don't like the beans. So, I don't even like navy beans. Not saying I like baked beans, and navy beans are just baked beans with barbecue sauce. But the way my dad makes ham and beans, it's a Depression era, Navy, World War II era recipe. He overcooks the beans, they turn to mush, and it just has no flavor. So Yokai likes beans, but I do a lot of veggies in mine, so I guess it's more of a stew for me. Could be. Could be. If you chop up the veggies small enough and people don't see them, then it won't necessarily be a stew. Still be a chili. But with that, let's go. We have 15 minutes and we still have one question left. And it is also from our good friend Yokai. I'm not going to say her real name, but it is. What is every class's favorite non-major holiday? Meaning National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, 22nd December, so coming up. Or National Donut Day, or National Dog Day, etc. This can also expand to you and the pod too, if you want. Well, we all know my non-major holiday isn't even an American holiday. Well, it'd be a major holiday in the UK, but I'm going to take a wild stab to Ron and Ruby. Their favorite non-major holiday, Boxing Day, where you pack up all the stuff that you got from Christmas that you didn't want and send it to the box store. I kid. I don't know. I do know that's what Boxing Day is because I have a friend of mine who told me what Boxing Day was, but I kid. I don't really know if that's your favorite holiday, but I think it'd be a cool holiday to do down here in the United States. Because you get off getting presents or giving the presents away without feeling guilty. So, but that's not the question. Well, it's part of the question. The real answer to the question for the classes, you're going to find this very interesting. Barbarian. What would you think a barbarian's favorite non-major holiday is? It's April 7th. And that's National Beer Day. It's celebratory, loud, and perfect for a raucous longhouse feast. Or a raucous longhouse feast. The Bard. Anytime in April. National Poetry Month. It's a month of performance, new verses, and open mic nights. Absolutely. That's definitely the Bard's favorite non-major holiday. The Cleric. Obviously, this one's a no-brainer. It's the National Day of Prayer. First Thursday in May. And it's a day for communal devotion, blessings, and temple rites. I almost said fires. But I need new glasses and it's getting a little blurry, so holiday when you're retired every day is holiday. Just discovered this, gotta be mine. National Napping Day is an annual observance on the day after daylight savings time begins. Nice. Nice. Druid. This makes sense. And for this one, I'm going to go a little further and give you guys the Druids' favorite musical festival. The Druids' favorite holiday, non-major holiday, Earth Day, April 22nd. It's rituals for the land, tree planting, and seasonal observances. Now, for those of you who have been to Florida and have listened to one of my all-time favorite radio stations, they have been doing a music festival for going on 40 years now. It's called Earth Day Birthday. And it's just a rock festival. It's kind of like Ozfest, but put on by a radio station and not Ozzy Osbourne. Or what's that new one in Daytona? Rock something. Oklahoma, we have Rocklahoma in Pryor, Oklahoma every May. So, yeah, it's Earth Day is the Druids' favorite non-major holiday. For the fighter, varies by country, but it's the National Fitness Day. Training contests, sparring tournaments, and feats of strength. For the monk, for the monk, my mouth is not working tonight. For the monk, it's International Yoga Day, June 21st. Meditation, discipline, breath work, and inner focus. And currently, I think there's a group of Buddhist monks walking for peace in the United States. I don't know where they are right now, but I did see a video. A group of Buddhist monks are walking down the highway for their walk of peace or something. The Paladin, February 17th, is Random Act of Kindness Day. Public service, charity drives, and shining examples of virtue. Paladins, Random Acts of Kindness Day. The Ranger. Yokai, you'll be happy to know that the Ranger's favorite holiday, or non-major holiday, is National Dog Day, August 26th, honoring animal companions, tracking trials, and field outings. We're going to leave the rogue to last, because I'm pretty sure everybody can guess the rogue's favorite holiday. But we'll leave the rogue for last. The sorcerer, favorite non-magical holiday, is National Magic Day. May 11th, informal. It's spontaneous displays of wonder, street illusion, and showmanship. The Warlock, All Hallows Eve. Come on now, October 30th. Deals, secret rites, and shadowy pacts, celebrated in whispers. The Wizard, for all you book talk people out there, it's National Book Lovers Day, August 9th. Libraries, arcane tomes, and scholarly salons. For the Artificer, it's National Inventors Day, February 11th. Celebrated with tinkering fairs, gadget showcases, and prototype competitions, which means for all of you who know Disney, and specifically Epcot Center, the Artificer's favorite land in Disney is probably the land of innovation down there near Body Wars and stuff like that. Just saying. Now on to the Rogue. The Rogue's favorite day, favorite non-major holiday is September 19th. We've had it. And I even celebrated it on the pod. Because why? Because it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's celebrated with mischief, disguises, tall tales, and a wink and a nudge social vibe. Bard Naked Bike Ride Day. Absolutely. Only if you're in Washington. Because that's the only place where you can ride a bike naked legally. Everywhere else you get arrested. So I hope that answers that question for you, Yokai. What is the group's favorite non-major holiday? I can honestly say that I like National Talk Like a Pirate Day because I am a pirate. But International Mustard Day. There's one of those. Crimson Honda made it. You didn't. You're not late, Crimson Honda. You're a wizard. Remember, wizards are never late. They only arrive just when they mean to. But you did make it to Chat Chat. I've many piratey friends, so Talk Like a Pirate Day is big with us. Yes, and you'll have to keep me on me toes for the next one. That'll be next year. I have news. No? For the news. I have finished 4 chapters of me novel. You didn't think you'd be here. We've all been good, Crimson. How have you been? But yes, I have finished 4 chapters of my novel. I have like 21 more chapters to go. I'm up to 20,000 words or so. It's the novel I'm writing, not reading. So. I've been working 12-hour days all month. Well, that stinks. Nap jokes aside, I think I'd pick third Saturday in April, National Go Fly a Kite Day, promoted by the American Kite Flyers Association. You know, that would not be a bad one. So long as you dress like Bert, not Bert the Muppet Bert, but Bert from Mary Poppins, and you sang Let's Go Fly a Kite, or You dress like Mr. Banks and sang it while you're flying the kite. So basically, just a suit flying a kite. Speaking of Bert and Mary Poppins, I want to wish a very, very happy 100th birthday to the man himself, Dick Van Dyke. He is still with us. He beat Betty White to 100 in a horrible Cockney accent. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Sad day in the news yesterday. Uh, NASCAR Hall of Fame driver and his family and the pilot and the co-pilot, Greg Biffle and his wife and his kids, perished in a plane accident that took off in Kentucky or Tennessee. On takeoff, they crashed and perished. Sad day. Sad day for Princess Bride fans this week. Not gonna go into it. Everybody knows what happened with that one. But all in all, I would say it's a pretty good week. What's everybody else's good things for the week? I know we're waiting because it's slow going, but even Miracle Max is solemn. Yeah, Miracle Max is solemn. Wow, it's 11 o'clock, everybody. We made it. We did the full hour. We did the full hour. Imagine that. I'd like to thank everybody for continuing to show up, even though content is slow coming and everything else. I do want to make sure that everybody knows that you can send in your questions to roguebardadvice@gmail.com. It's rogue bard advice, kind of looks like bard advice, at gmail.com. Please give me questions. And I still am waiting on lists to fill out the bracket for our next deadly dungeon. Kirk just realized he has yet to send action hero names. Yes, we can't do a deadly dungeon without them. John McClane, Chuck Norris, or Lone Wolf McQuaid, or Mio, or John Wick. Though I've never told you guys about my theory on that. My theory is this: the John Wick universe is set within the Matrix, and Winston is actually the architect. And the reason that the John Wick universe is set within the Matrix is to keep Neo busy so he doesn't try and take down the Matrix. Doesn't need to be movies, action heroes. TV action heroes, movie action heroes, book action heroes. Let's go. Just action heroes. So actors or characters? Let's go characters. Though Chuck Norris is a character himself, so I will let Chuck Norris slide. But just remember, I get to place these people, and I'm not going to make it easy for Chuck. Because y'all know, behind Chuck Norris's beard is another fist. Look, Ron, you and the pirate wife are on the same track. We will do a cartoon character battle. So send me cartoon characters. Grape Ape. The pirate wife wants Sylvester versus Marvin the Martian. I don't know why. But if Chuck Norris gets through, Jackie Chan should. Jackie Chan is a character too. I will allow Jackie Chan. But it's not going to be easy for them. I will make it difficult for them. I will make it difficult for you guys because you guys have to vote. Just remember, you guys are the final say. No matter what my algorithm says. With that being said, everybody, I have not been getting a good sleep lately. So, with that, we are going to bring this show to a head tonight. And we're going to call it an evening. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, supporting the stream. If you like what you've seen, if you like the content, if you continue to like the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video out with all of your friends, get them interested in coming out. Remember, please send in your questions to the email on the screen, roguebardadvice@gmail.com, and I will answer them. I have nothing else to do. So, with that being said, we will not have a show next week because of Christmas. And because everybody should be spending time with their families. Our next show will be in 2 weeks. And it is the Douglas Adams Spectacular. So please send in your Douglas Adams related questions to roguebardadvice@gmail.com. I am your host, the Rogue Pirate Archaeologist, the Rogue Thief Pirate Archaeologist, Chris, or Captain Bartholomew Bones McCoy. With that, I leave you with our missive: take what you can, give nothing back, and remember the pirate's code. He who gets behind, gets left behind. With that, I will see you all in 2 weeks. Happy holidays, and have a happy, happy New Year. Thank you. Adieu.